The year Zina was born, the sky cried more than the people of Umu-Ọla. Rain fell when it was not supposed to fall, heavy and sudden, beating the earth like angry fists. When the sun should shine to dry the farms, thick clouds covered the sky, moving slowly like tired cattle. Old men sat under the Umu-Ọla tree and shook their heads. They said the land was confused because human hearts had grown hard and greedy. Some whispered that the ancestors were not pleased. It was on one of those restless nights that Zina entered the world. Thunder rolled across the sky like drums beaten by unseen hands. Lightning tore the darkness again and again, lighting up the small mud house where her mother, Suwa, lay on the floor, sweating and crying. Suwa was a gentle woman known in the market for her soft voice and honest palm oil. That night, she labored alone, gripping a cloth between her teeth so her cries would not wake the whole village. When the baby finally slipped into the world, her cry was not loud like other newborns. It was deep and heavy, as if the child was already tired of life. At that same moment, lightning flashed so close that the walls of the house shook. Suwa gathered the child to her chest, tears running down her face, mixing with sweat. "You have come with signs, my daughter," she whispered, pressing her lips to the baby's forehead. "May the world be kinder to you than it has been to me." By morning, women from nearby compounds arrived. They clicked their tongues and murmured among themselves as they examined the child. One woman said the baby's eyes were too serious. Another said children born during angry storms often carried heavy destinies. Still, they bathed Zina, wrapped her in old cloth, and placed her beside her mother. Life in Umu-Ọla continued. Zina grew slowly but steadily. She was not a noisy child. She watched more than she spoke. Her eyes followed people, studying their faces as if trying to understand something hidden. Sometimes she smiled. And when she did, it softened even the hardest hearts, if only for a short while. Suwa loved her deeply. Every morning, she tied Zina to her back and went to the market, greeting customers with patience. At the stream, she taught Zina old songs about rivers, trees, and ancestors who walked among the living. But joy does not like to stay long in Umu-Ọla. When Zina was 6 years old, sickness entered their house like a silent thief. At first, it was just a cough. Then fever followed. Suwa grew thinner by the day. Her once bright eyes became dull, and her strong arms weakened. Zina watched helplessly, fetching water, fanning her mother at night, and whispering prayers she barely understood. No medicine worked. The herbs failed. Before the Harmattan season ended, Suwa took her last breath, her hand still holding Zina's small fingers. The day of the burial, the sky was quiet, as if even the clouds were watching. Zina sat beside her mother's body, refusing to eat or speak. When they lowered Suwa into the ground, something broke inside the child. She cried until her chest burned and her throat hurt. Her tears dropped freely onto the dry red earth, soaking the soil where her mother now rested. One by one, the mourners left, murmuring words of pity. When the compound became quiet, a woman returned to pick up her forgotten basket. She froze. Something was shining where Zina had knelt. Small yellow drops lay on the ground, bright like captured sunlight. She touched one with her finger. It did not fade. Fear rushed through her body. Without a word, she ran. Zina noticed nothing. She lay on the ground beside the grave long after darkness fell, hugging herself, whispering her mother's name. That night, she slept there, her tears drying on her face. Above her, the ancestors watched in silence, already marking the child whose sorrow would soon change the fate of Umu-Ọla.